Good morning, friends. Today I will give a brief discussion on why this Advaita Siddhi is so difficult. Why Dvaita system is more easier than this Advaita system. I just want to tell you one thing, that just think, in all our scriptures we have been told about one thing. In even Vishnu Sahasranam, Akhanda Mandalakarang Vyaptang Jena Characharam. What does that mean? Akhanda Mandalakaram. Akhanda means indivisible. Mandalakaram means circular. Vyapta Jena Characharam. That which has pervaded the Chara and Achara, the living and non-living as well. That means entirety. So from this, let's draw that principle is indivisible. But Advaita says one only. There is only one. There is only one entity. Okay. Now think, when there is only one entity, how can it think? Imagine, how can it think? How can it imagine? Our Shastra just fail in this point to give a proper explanation that how this universe has been created and why. More important, why? If one and only was there, how can it think? First of all, how can it visualize? You think that if there is only one, it cannot think, it cannot visualize, it cannot dream. Because to dream or even to think, you need two things so that you can dream, or you to think at all. To think at the first place, you need two things there, because thinking is based upon what? Thinking is based upon comparing. When there is no comparison, you cannot think. Imagine the helplessness of that situation when one is there, as it has been described in hymn of creation. And the end of the hymn, it is told that Jadi ba yadi no ba, means that entity may be knowing how the creation happened, or may it not be knowing. Why? Because when one is there, he cannot know. There can be no knowledge. Nothing will happen to it. Imagine a situation when you have no one is only, there is only one. What does that mean? It exactly means that, imagine a situation you have no mind at all. You wake up and you have no mind at all. And forget about the four basic instincts. Suppose four basic instinct has also been withdrawn from you and you have no mind at all. what would be the situation? This is exactly the position of your Brahman, Advaitic Brahman. So it says that Brahmavit apnoti param means one who knows Brahman, it becomes Brahman. Okay. If you can know Brahman as the perfect non-doer, not because it has its power of thinking, its power of doing something, and it decide not to do. It is a different situation. But he is incapable at the first place. He cannot do. Enable. Your Brahman is enable. He cannot do. So when you ultimately know Brahman, you become Brahman. Imagine the situation. Oh, these mosquitoes are. Imagine the situation and think how this thing is possible. When you know the Brahman, you become incapable. You cannot do anything. You cannot speak. Because even they say Samadhi. If you understand little deeply, you will find what is Samadhi. Samadhi is that mindless state when there is no mind at all. And they describe that it is a communion, connection. But when there is no mind at all, who will reckon? Who will reckon what happened? Or whether there was a communion or not? They say that Chitta is the recorder. It keeps on recording. Chitta is what? The one aspect of the mind. Out of the four aspects of the mind, Manobuddhi, Chitta, Ahankar, Chitta is that storehouse, the memory aspect. They say that it keeps on recording while you were in Samadhi. And after you come back to your senses, then there is a faint memory of what happened. That is the reason why Brahman has never been described all the ages. Anyway, I was trying to pointing out that why Advaita system is so difficult, because after all you will not be able to know anything. Buddha might have reached that level, and that's why he told, that's why he told the coined the word nothing, nothingness, nothing, or void. What is nothing or void? If you look a little deeper, you will find it doesn't mean anything other than this, that you will land in such a state where you will be unable to speak, tell, or imagine, or note down anything at all, because the apparatus, the tools, the faculties will be no more with you. So it is really a very, very difficult situation. But Advaita system is quite easy. दोषपर्णा सयुज सखाया समान वृक्ष परिसस्व जाति तैरन्ना पिपलाद स्वादभि नविचकसाति. Quite easy. Anyway, thank you for listening to me, and please give your remarks.